Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Meet the Angular Team. I'm Joe Eames, your host, and today on this episode we have Miles Malerba. Miles, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Yeah, good. Good to hear. Well, let's get right into it. So we want to start with just like the basics. Miles, how did you get into programming?
So like way back in high school, they used to make you get those little TI 83 plus calculators, and so that was actually like my first experience to programming, just making little like solvers for whatever algorithms we were supposed to be remembering in math. And luckily, my teacher was like really cool about that. Like I think she kind of realized that like all the time I was spending programming that stupid like solver for it was probably more studying than I was going to do otherwise anyway.
Right.
And so yeah, that got me into it, and then from there, like I learned some Visual Basic and just kept getting more and more into programming.
Oh, very cool. That's cool. I think you're the first person I've heard whose programming intro was on a calculator. That's cool.
I'm surprised more people didn't have that. Because I know the same story.
Huh. That's awesome. So does that mean that you're like way into mobile now?
No. As far as making websites mobile compatible, yes. Beyond that, no.
Not so much.
Android and iOS and gotten very lost.
Yeah, I've heard that there's this weird like challenge out there to get like old versions of Super Mario or no, Doom running on weird devices. Have you heard of this?
I think maybe heard of that before.
Yeah, somebody got one running on a pregnancy test of all things.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I'd like to see that on the, you should have seen that on the TI calculator. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like a good challenge.
All right. So let's talk about programming languages. How many programming languages do you know? And maybe you could run through some of them.
Yeah. Well, like TI basic, I guess. No is a strong word. Like, could I write a single line of that? Like, no, probably not.
Right.
At some point.
Right.
Visual Basic, and then I got into like some C++ after that, I think. Java, Scheme, which is like some Lispy type thing.
Yeah, Scheme. All right.
I'm just trying to kind of do this like chronologically so I can remember like what I've learned in the past. What else? Like then Python, JavaScript, TypeScript. Programming is a strong word too.
Yeah.
HTML and CSS.
Right. So yeah. No, you're right. It's this vague question on purpose. So let's ask a related question then. If there was a language that you don't know that you could snap your fingers and learn, what would it be?
I don't know. I've heard a lot of cool things about Rust. At the same time, like Go, I feel like would be maybe useful to my work. Being at Google, probably one of those.
Yeah. Do you want to know how often the Angular team members have basically given that same answer to that question? Everybody loves the idea of Rust, and then they're like, well, but wait, I should also learn Go probably. All right. So let's talk about the Angular team. What's your role on the Angular team, and what's a typical day like for you?
So I primarily work on the component subteam, and so we maintain Angular material as well as the CDK. And so average day, we got like a stand up in the morning, and then I mostly just have like a kind of internal backlog of stuff I know that I need to do in my head, and I'll just pick things off that, work on them. You'd think like that it's a lot of like, programming and Gitting and stuff, which some of it is. A lot of it's also like massaging issues that come up in Google 3 with like trying to land PRs, right? So we'll have like some coding work that's been done, but then there's a whole bunch more work to actually get that to not break all the apps and people. And so that certainly takes a good amount of time too. Then more meetings, more coding, lunch breaks.
Nice. Nice. So what's your favorite thing about being on the team?
My My girlfriend can vouch for this. I can't pick a favorite anything. It's too hard, that concept.
What are some of the good things about being on the team? How about that?
Some of the good things. The people on the team are amazing, like super smart, just a real pleasure to work with. And I feel like I learn so much from them all the time. Of course, I also really like the community aspect of it, right? Things like ng-conf, of course. And, you know, all the conferences. I think I'm wearing like an ng Japan shirt right now. It's great to go get a chance to meet the people who are like influenced by the work that I'm doing, and just see like their excitement and everything is very cool.
Cool. Very cool. All right, let's maybe turn a little bit more serious here. How do you deal with imposter syndrome when it comes up?
Yeah, that's a good one. I've definitely experienced that at, I'd say, several points in my career. Usually when I'm like starting off, you know, when I first joined Google, or when I joined the Angular team, for example. I do feel like it's easy to feel like, you know, everyone around you knows all this stuff, and who are you? You're just sitting here clueless. But I guess it's important to like remind yourself that I feel like everyone kind of feels that way in the beginning, right? Like, there's people joining the Angular team now, and they're like, you know, they tell me that they're impressed by all the work I do, and I'm just like, really? Because deep down, I still feel like that new person too. So it's just
Right.
it's weird to see that. You know, one strategy that I think I use for coping with it that I don't actually recommend is just like self-deprecating humor all the time. Right? Like, I think I'm doing it right now. If you go back to the first conference I gave at ng-conf, it's me up there playing the part of the guy who doesn't know anything.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
and you know, it's definitely like a defense mechanism, right? If you say it in jest, then other people, you know, like it doesn't hurt if someone else were to say something like that.
Right.
But you know, I think I've come to the conclusion it's not really the best way to handle it. The more you like say stuff like that, like, you know, probably the people you're talking to know that you're joking, but it's kind of like the more your people associate with, oh, Miles can't code, with seeing my face. Even if it's just in jest, I think I would recommend avoiding that strategy, even though I use that many times myself.
Right. Right. Cool. All right. So last question here, kind of a fun one. If you had to choose a career outside of software and didn't care about money, what would it be?
It's interesting that you bring this up, because I think we were at like a team offsite recently, and someone asked me the exact same question. And also the don't care about money part is interesting, because I said this like not considering money at all, but I was like, maybe a lawyer. And my reason for that is that I really like the logic-y, like trying to put things together to like solve some problem aspect of programming. And I've never done any lawyering and have no idea if this is true, but it sort of feels like maybe they get to do similar types of things with like law logic to put together some pieces of law logic to support their, you know, argument that they're making. And so that was what I said, but I don't actually know if I would enjoy that.
Cool. Cool. All right. Well, we're going to switch over to our rapid fire round. So I'm going to give you a set of A or B options. You could choose one. You could choose both, or you could choose neither if you really can't pick one, but and no explanation necessary here as we go through these.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. First one, very standard. Kirk or Picard?
Picard.
Okay. Game of Thrones or Squid Game?
Game of Thrones.
All right. Golf or mini golf?
Mini golf, I suppose.
Okay. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Everybody listening to this knows there's only one right answer. Okay. Ruby or Scala?
Scala, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Or more not Ruby, actually.
More not Ruby. Okay. Stranger Things or Lost?
Neither.
Either. Edward or Jacob?
Who are these people? Oh, are these the Twilight people?
Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Werewolf guy.
The werewolf guy. Cool. All right. Let's do a related one to that. Twilight or Batman?
Batman, I guess.
All right. But you are a Robert Pattinson fan.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, he's the actor of the new Batman movie.
See, I don't watch a lot of Batman. See, I said Batman, but only because I didn't want to watch Twilight either.
Okay. All right. Last one. Billie Eilish or Billy Joel?
Billie Eilish, I guess.
Okay. All right. Well, awesome. Thanks. Yeah, it's a complicated algorithm. It takes it about 20 minutes to calculate and generate your score. Awesome. Thanks so much, Miles, for taking time out of your busy day to chat with us. And thanks to all the viewers for taking some time. I hope you had fun getting to know Miles, and looking forward to seeing you in person at ng-conf, and of course, all the viewers as well.
Yeah, can't wait.
Take care.